Welcome to Daily Whispers. Kara Bradley here, coming to you today with a story. A story of something that happened to me years ago. I think it's probably 10 years ago now. And it still has such a profound imprint on my body-mind. It was a day that I call my day in neutral. And I want to lay it out for you and tell you why it was so profound for me. Because it may have happened to you. It may not have been a day. I mean, honestly, for me, it was just a few hours. But it is something that, oh boy, it really changed my life. So this day was like any other day. It was a May day. We're in May now. And it was the last day of high school for my younger daughter. And the last day of high school in her senior year, I think they called it Snow Day in May. And it was a big party celebration for my younger daughter. And I dropped her off at school, or she may have driven herself there, but I showed up for this snow day in May. I think I was delivering something, water or snacks or, something that we do as parents. And I showed up and all of these seniors were out on a field and it was a gorgeous day and there was celebration in the air. And for me, there was a bittersweetness, right? This was my younger daughter. It was her last school day. And there was just such a joy in the air for the seniors, but I could sense that there was a little bit of sadness for the parents that were flitting about. And as I took pictures, my daughter wanted me to take pictures of her and her friends, and I realized something was different. I recognized that I should have felt sad, but I didn't. I recognized that there should be a sense of that bittersweetness as a parent, that sort of, passing of time, that sadness with the passing of time. And I didn't feel it. I felt really present for her joy, for passing, this momentous moment of change of scene from being a senior to no longer being in high school and what was ahead. I just felt really, really present. And so I left there and I remember driving out of the high school, never to be a parent of a high schooler again, but feeling okay. There was just an okayness with it. I was at peace. And I remember driving and filling up my gas tank, of all things. And as I was filling up my gas tank on this gorgeous spring morning, I remember smelling the flowers, that scent of spring. And I just smelled it without the melancholy of years past, of springs past. Sometimes, smells could bring up childhood memories, and with those childhood memories then brings up the emotions, the felt sense of being a child, of being with your grandmother, of being wherever you were, of, remembering old times. And again, with that comes up these emotions. But I didn't have it that day. I just smelled the flowers, filling up my gas tank. Driving down Route 30, where I used to live on the main line in Philly. Driving to my yoga studio, walking in to either teach or take class, I don't remember. Same thing, honestly. And oftentimes I would feel dread. The dread of owning this business, the dread of responsibility, the dread of all the stuff I had to do. But on that day, I didn't feel that. On that day, I just felt neutral. Neutral was the only word I could come up with. And I wasn't over-analyzing it. I was just there, present. Here I was in my life. This is reality. And I walked in and I did my thing. And that was how this day unfolded for me. And I refer to it as my day in neutral. I can't say I've ever had a day like that again, where I was just present. There was no problem. There was no grasping for something from the past, for something to be different. I wasn't running away from anything, trying to avoid my business, avoid my feelings. I just was with life, simply with my life. Wow. I've talked about this before in my meditation classes as a student with my teacher, and he nodded in a knowing, that knowing nod of a wise soul. And he said, yes, yes, this is it. This is just dropping into our lives. No problem, no need to change, nothing to improve, nothing to hold on to, nothing to push away. We just drop into the present moment as it is. And this is why we practice. This is why we show up every day and we sit and we pause and we practice meditation, we practice prayer, we sit in silence, is just to learn and experience what it feels like to be with the moment just as it is. So that's all I offer you today is, can you allow yourself to take your hands off the steering wheel for a minute, an hour, a moment, to just be with what is arising. These big moments of time passing, the smells that bring us back to old moments, the yearning for things to be different, for us to be different, we let that all be. We put it all down and we just show up. It makes me tingle inside to go back and remember my day in neutral. And so I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if you've had a day like that, a moment, an hour. I know I've had other moments since, but never a full day like that, which was just extraordinary to me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I encourage you to reach out to me, and I encourage you to jump in with me. The ways to engage more fully with me are to, one, just get on my email list that I send out one email a week. Jump into the arena with me, the small group mastermind that starts up every month, where we focus on inner actions and cross-training for mental fitness. It's profound. Or just reach out directly if you dare. I'm just a human on the other side. Thank you for being here. Take good care of yourself today. Be well.